man because you love him.
No.
You live in his cell as a woman.
Ask the others. They will tell you the truth.
You make him break his holy vows. Confess.
I will not. I will not.
Stop that! Stop it, you hear? Stop it! She's telling the truth and you know it. Why don't you call the other novices? You don't want the truth. I shall go to the king and have her taken out of your hands.
We will wait. The Mem has much to learn.
Your Majesty will forgive me. It's a matter of great importance. It's Lady Topton, Your Majesty.
Is there nothing dishonorable to me that is secret here? Go. All of you, out.
It will be better if you understand at once that this matter does not concern you.
But it does. It does dreadfully. Because of her, and even more because of you. Your Majesty, I'm sure if you'd known in the first place that she was in love with someone else, you never would have allowed her to be brought here at all. But now they're trying to make her confess to something that isn't true, torturing her without regard to proof or witnesses.
You waste your time.
But surely you're going to see that they call her witnesses.
This shall be my affair.
You must when she's called to trial.
I do not wish to talk more of this.
You can't refuse her a trial. There must be a law in this.
I am the law.
That's what I was afraid of, Your Majesty. I beg you, don't take revenge on this girl. If you do, you'll have thrown away everything you've done. All you've built up for your country and yourself with such labor against such odds. And you'll never be able to get it back again. How can you have faith yourself in what you're doing? Or ask anyone else to believe in you or the country you represent when you know yourself you're only pretending? That you don't give a snap of your fingers for your people or human progress. That it's a lie. Something to cover up caprice and passion and self-indulgence.
You go too far.
This girl hurt your vanity, that's all. You don't love her. She didn't hurt your heart. You haven't a heart. You've never loved anyone. You are a barbarian. You'll never change. You'll be a barbarian as long as you live.
How shall you like if I make you watch what I shall do?
Goodbye, Mamcha.
Goodbye, Prince Albert.
Bye, Mamcha.
Goodbye, Princess Patana.
Bye, Mamcha.
Goodbye, Princess Somawat.
Goodbye, Mamcha.
Goodbye, Princess Monya.
Where's Prince Chulalongkorn?
He would not come. Mamcha,
Princess.
I will always feel so unhappy thinking of you being among all those English people.
I shan't ever forget you, Princess. Goodbye. Well, I guess that's all.
You go on, Mother.
Well, what are you going to do, Louis?
I rather thought I'd like to say goodbye to the prince.
Oh, it's odd he wasn't here today.
Well, he's funny.
All right, dear, but don't be too long.
Oh.
Good day, sir.
Oh, good day.
We are wishing to say something to you, ma'am.
Oh?
Be seated, please. Shall you be ready?
Dear friend and teacher, my goodness gracious, do not go away. We are in great need of you. We are like one blind. Do not let us fall down in darkness, but continue good and sincere concern for us and lead us in the right road. Your loving pupils.
Thank you. Thank you. You can't imagine. You can't imagine. Lady Tiang, I came here because I've seen very little of you lately. Somehow I have a feeling you've been avoiding me. I should hate to leave like that. I have a sense of having failed here, but I'd hoped that we'd become rather special friends. If there's any reason why.
Does the mem want me to say she has not failed? Or does she wish me to speak truth?
For the truth, of course.
This is maybe not good room for mem to speak about her failure. Has she ever observed my wallpaper?
It's very beautiful.
But you have not really looked at it. It tells a story for anyone with the eyes to see. I had it painted. That straight young tree is like unto me when I am young and became first wife to my lord, who is the great tree there. I am happy, and you can see that there are flowers all around. They are the happiness that grows in our shadow. But here, other trees grow up between me and my lord. That is custom for a king to take many wives. And here, my lord the king, the great tree, grows very fast, very high, trying to touch stars. But the branches are bare, not green with leaves to make kind shadow from the sun. See, The flowers are almost gone, and the small tree, which is me, droops and withers. I cannot help him. And here, I see that beside me, a very small tree is growing. This is my son, the prince who shall be king. See that the ground is all bare now. The sun is very cruel. I try to shelter him, but I am very small because I am only a woman. I try, but I do not know if I can do this.
But you haven't finished it.
No, I did not know what the end shall be. But I know now, and I do not wish to paint it. I cannot help him. This tree will not be better than the other one. And this shall be your fault, Mem Owens. You should have helped him. That is what I hoped for. He wished for such love as your son has. That is what he needed. I watch him. He could have grown gentle and kind. And in this is happiness, not in lessons. All this you could have given him, but I could not. He is the one you fear. And I shall remember you for this failure every time I look at my son, as long as I shall live.
Only infidels would send gifts at a time like this, Mem Saab. They should be sold. And this I will undertake for you.
Yes, we'll see, won't she?
Good day, ma'am.
Your Excellency.
You're better today, maybe.
Much better. Won't you sit down, Excellency?
Not today, ma'am. I'm here officially today. I have something I'm ordered to read to you. You prepared for listening, ma'am?
Yes.
The unforeseen misfortune or mournful event of death of said affectionate boy has caused great sorrow to His Majesty and to royal family, since this boy was beloved by all as a member of said family. But as sign of regret that events of such sorrowful nature must be arriving to those deserving of better happiness, the 12th of September is appointed as day of mourning for entire country, to observe same with fireworks and other ceremony, just as for member of royal family. Also from this day, Mem Anna Owens shall bear title of Lady Kru Yai of Kingdom of Siam, as mark of sad respect of said nation. Maha Mongkut, King of Siam. It took him a long time to write it, ma'am. He wrote it many times.
It was very kind of him.
Ma'am, Please, to try and understand. He's trying to say in this letter that he is sorry. Not only about your son, but about the woman. That he was wrong. That you spoke truth to him. That nothing is any better for it. That is very much for him to say, Mem. It is first time that he shall have tried to say that he is sorry to any person.
Please thank him for me.
Mem Saab, is this to be put up with? Is it to be endured for Louis Saab fireworks?
They're holding religious services, too, if you'll listen.
Then listen. Mem.
You may go.
Yes, madam. Memja,
Your Royal Highness.
I came. I wanted to ask. Do you remember this? When we said goodbye to each other, he gave it to me. I think that you shall maybe want it back.
No. It was Louis to give to whom he pleased.
You think that I may keep it?
Yes.
Mem,
Yes, Your Royal Highness.
I did not give Narlik. That is what I call Louis. I did not give him anything. And there is something I would have given to him, I think. It is white. Not all white, of course. But it is whiter than most. And it is mine. There are not many things that are mine. Not really, I mean to give. So, if you wouldn't mind taking it, maybe it would be like
What is it?
my elephant. It's almost white and
You liked Louis, didn't you?
well, he gave me the knife, and he'd like it if you had something that could take care of you. I think he's very strong, the elephant, and I like him very much.
But if you gave me this strong, gentle elephant, who's going to look after you? You're growing so fast, your wrists are sticking out of your jacket. Somebody really ought to look after you.
Mem.
You sent for me, Your Majesty?
Yes, I sent for you.
What is it, Your Majesty?
Ma'am, doctors I send say you do not take medicine for sleeping as prescribed. Resting shall be necessary. I do not understand why you shall be so strong-headed in this matter.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I haven't. I want Your Majesty to know that I'm very grateful for the kind things you've done since my boy's death.
Such things I do, not important.
Is that all, Your Majesty?
No, this is not all. I have other matter to talk with you. Mem, I become every day more behind with work, which every day becomes more difficult. thus making for me much confusion, weariness, etc. For such instance, it shall be important to know, why shall geographers say this is absolute monarchy? How shall I be absolute if, when I wish for something to be so, it doesn't happen in this way, despite my absolute will to the contrary? Geographers. What is opinion, ma'am?
I don't know.
Never mind, it's a difficult question. I am also much worried whether I shall send delegate, suitable display, etc., a great exhibition in Paris. What is opinion?
It sounds like an admirable idea, Your Majesty.
Ma'am, I think you shall not give opinion so quickly without thinking. Maybe French have murky reason for suggesting such exhibit. Why you not think of this? Ma'am, it will be much help if you would examine correspondence for such murky propositions. This I am too burdened to do myself, and there is no one else to be trusted. This shall be much important, ma'am. What shall answer be?
I can't, Your Majesty.
Ma'am, shall you be forgetting that work is always best remedy?
I know, but I can't. I can't take any more letters or give any more advice. I'd like to, but I can't.
What shall you be doing then? You do not go away?
I don't know. I haven't been able to think. I'd like to keep on with my school, I think. I've nowhere else. I'd like to keep on with my school.
But, ma'am, only school teaching? I think that also.
It's the children I want. It's the children.
Very well, ma'am. I think if you do other work such as letters, such arrangement would contemplate raising salary, but... Very well, ma'am.
That will be all for today. And for tomorrow, you need not prepare the lesson in geography. I find His Majesty has done away with the geographies we had, so we'll have to wait till new books arrive. That's all. You may go. If any of you would like to remain, for any questions.
Ma'am,
Yes, Olaf.
His Majesty wishes...
I told you.
Ma'am, we're writing correspondence. Suddenly, he very angry. I do not know why. He say he cannot do such things alone. He say no one tell him truth. He say there is no one to be trusted. He say, oh, ma'am, if he will not come, it will be very bad for me.
I'm coming.